All right, we are live. Sorta.
Sort of.
Sorta live.
We're
Welcome.
recording.
We're recording. Welcome to Tiny Toys Tuesdays, episode 30. Um,
Oh, we're
we
on 30.
we are
Oh,
on the
man.
big 30. Um, as far as the topic for today, we're going to be doing the review of the Dawnbringer Book 3. Some really good stuff, and I think this is the best Dawnbringer book out. They're just getting better and better. So,
Oh, 100%. I love the stuff that they've added.
oh my gosh, the two models for this book are insane. They're incredible. The as far as what everyone's up to, I just got done with a game about an hour ago, where I played Garen and his Trog list up against my Corn list, and a victory for the Corn. Although, you know, I think it came down to a priority, and I won that, and it just that's how the game worked in my favor. But yeah, so the road to LVO continues on what I'm gonna take. So, Cameron, what have you been up to? I know you've been busy.
I have been kicking my butt building a crap ton of models. I've decided that, all of my plans that I've had for LVO, I threw them in the water. It's going downriver, and now I'm taking Cities of Sigmar.
Oh my gosh, so gross, so gross. We shall see. Are you preparing for a points increase?
Um, I don't think so.
I think
Like
they'll.
with their FAQ that they got and the point increase that they already got, I
That's true.
don't
That's
st-
true.
I don't think that they're going to need one.
You might be right. If they do, it'll be some like weird meta list with like tanks or something.
Actually, I think it's going to be cavalry.
You think they'll get a you think they'll get a bit of a point
I
increase?
like I don't think that they need a point increase, but I think cavalry is really good
Okay. I mean, fair enough. We'll see what happens. I think you're probably right. I think Fusiliers are still pretty efficient. Okay.
from what I've seen, especially because like they're good. They have really good range. If you buff them, they're amazing, but they're still like two attacks each at 4 up 4 up, but you get to a 3 up 3 up. And you
We'll
can't
see.
get higher than
We'll
that.
see how the meta shakes out for them. It's still too early to tell, but we shall see.
I think they're good at 170 points. I can see them staying that way.
All right. And then last but not least, are you planning on playing some Realms of Ruin?
I am not. I have gotten into too many games recently, and uh, it just so happens that all the gaming companies are making games that I want in the next like month or so,
Yeah.
and so I have a bucket list of other things I'm going to be playing first.
All right, fair enough. I should be playing Realms of Ruin. I'm a big RTS fan, so we'll see how that goes.
You know what? Play Realms of Ruin. Tell me how it is, and if you really like it, I'll play it with you.
All right, sounds good. All right,
Because I'm an RTS fan too.
all right.
It's just I have a lot of other things I want to play.
Understood. I get it. All right, let's go into the art of the week. So, Vincenzo Randazzo, I think that's how you pronounce it.
All right.
He typically does like mini skirmish games, like here you obviously the Star Wars and the MCP.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got a way with the I don't even want to call it lighting. It's like I don't even like the glow of the of I don't even know what you would call it. Like the
He does really good dynamic shots, from what I
yes,
see.
um, like everything pops where it needs to, right? And it's not so much like a lighting effect. It's more just like everything is like that. I mean, all of these are just so good.
They all look very good as singles.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you just it's one if you put one model out there and you look at it, it's like, damn. Mwah.
I mean, like the shininess, like he makes everything look shiny where it needs to. That's like, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Like from Captain America's shield up there to Logan's pants, his jeans actually look like
I'm looking at
jeans.
I'm looking at Thanos' thighs.
He does, Thanos doesn't skip leg day.
Oh no, they shiny. They're holding power in there.
So definitely go check out Vincenzo's Instagram, Brio Brush. I'm pretty sure he does commission work, but super good stuff here. So um, I just keep seeing better and better artwork every week. It's pretty crazy. All right. Here's the tier list explanation. I just like to do this. Again, we don't do a deep dive. We just do like a pretty, straightforward tier list. If you want deep dives, there's a bunch of deep dives out there. I recommend like Warhammer Weekly. They do some good deep dives. But for here, it's just a tier list review. We talk about the stuff we like and what we don't like. So, all right, let's go through just the overview of the Dawnbringers book. So this introduces even more armies of renown. I think we've got 4 or 5 in this book. 4?
I only know of 2 of them.
So we'll go through it. So definitely, I do like these armies of renown. It's a new way to play the faction that is completely different than what you normally would do, which is cool. It's a cool. Not everyone's a winner. Not everyone's competitive, but it's a cool thing that they're doing, and I like it.
Mm-hmm. It gives a different flavor,
absolutely.
more armies in the mix of things.
Mm-hmm. When playing Armies of Renown, again, you don't get to use anything from the original Battle Tome. None of it, artifacts, battle tactics, grand strategies, all that's gone. You do get to use GHB stuff, but everything from the Battle Tome the original Battle Tome is gone. What did we get in this Dawnbringers book? We got a new Kurnoth Hunter, which is probably one of the best utility pieces in Sylvaneth.
Oh, he's amazing.
And we'll get there. An incredibly good-looking dragon hero.
Also amazing.
A Regiment of Renown, a new one. A new Gorger and Ogre terrain. So now, for the first time ever, we have a faction with 2 terrain pieces. And a new Fire Slayers unit. So that's what we've got. So you can kind of see which armies of renown we're getting. Again, this book, we don't go too much into it, but it does have lots of story, lore, and Path to Glory rules. So, pretty cool. If you want to know more about the story, I'd recommend Vince Petrella and Warhammer Weekly. They did a good little mock-up if you care about the story. Alright, let us get into it. Alright, let me get my book open here. Let's start with the Evergreen Hunt. So this is clearly a Sylvaneth Army of Renown. Some of the battle traits here, we got to honor the Kurnoth. It's just basically all non-heroes become battle line. Rhythm of the Chase. I put a C+ here, and the reason I did this, so essentially what this is picking a query. The issue with this is you don't get to pick another one until your next hero phase.
Really? It's not once they're dead you get to pick another one immediately?
No.
Oh man, I thought they were able to do that.
Now you get a point for killing the query, but you don't get to pick one until your next hero phase. So if you end up killing it, you kind of have to wait if you get double turn to get another one. And that is why I put it as a C+, because I was watching a battle report with, a Season of War battle report with this, and that came up. And it was kind of a bummer because you couldn't get more points to it.
Yeah, I thought there was
Nope,
if you killed it, you can choose another one.
If the query is destroyed at the start of your next hero phase, you can pick one enemy unit.
Huh.
Which is kind of a bummer.
Isn't there also a heroic action to choose one?
Yes. I think there are other ways to pick a query. And we'll get there. But yes.
But that still means in the hero phase.
Correct. So, it's not great. I wish it would be like at the start of the hero phase, just generic. That would be great. But it's not.
Yeah, the problem comes is that they have a lot of buffs, but it requires you to be in the area next to a quarry.
Yeah.
So as soon as you kill the quarry, you lose all of your buffs.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. That's why I put it as a C+, because for that it feels bad. Armies of the Hunt. Which one was this one? This one was...
This is their cumulative buffs, right?
Right, this is the cumulative.
Which are amazing.
They
pretty
are,
much.
but you could have a situation where you get these till the end of the battle round, you kill your query, they double turn you, and you no longer have those buffs.
Yeah.
Right? So because you have no more query. So like you you have to play pretty smartly and you can get kind of screwed dependent on whether you kill your query or not. Sometimes there's situations where you don't want to kill your query, which because you want the buffs, but it's a it's a tug. It's like a tug game that you have to play with this.
This is the entire point of this is that you're on a hunt to kill a quarry, and then it's supposed to be once you kill your chosen unit, then you get a whole bunch of buffs. But the problem is once you kill a chosen unit, there's this like little lag between
Yeah,
having buffs, getting buffed, having no buffs, and then suddenly a little bit more buffs.
correct. And then another thing too is like these are cumulative, right? The table is cumulative. Like you get all kinds of good stuff, but as soon as that battle round ends, you lose them all, right? And
Yeah.
then you have to start over, and you might not get it until your turn, which could be going second, right? And it might be too late by then. So not a huge fan of how the query works. They probably could have redone this a little better, but
If they just change it so once you kill a quarry, then you get another quarry, I think it would be amazing.
I
That would
I would do.
that would fix so many problems with this.
No. I don't think you can do that. I'm just double checking. Yeah, no. You just get it for killing it, but there's. We'll get to the heroic stuff here in a second.
Yeah.
Abundant growth is just your typical 9 inches of overgrown. You heal one wound. Sure, it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's most people forget about it. I put a B minus. It's fine. A prize query. So this is a heroic action. This is a good way to change the query, but it's at the cost of a heroic action, which sucks.
And the point where you choose, you get all your buffs at the beginning of the battle round, not at the beginning of a turn. So if you don't have a quarry on the field, it doesn't change anything.
True. Very true. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And then I thought the Merciful Strike was actually pretty good. This one is essentially if a query has any wounds allocated to it and is within 3 inches of this unit, roll a dice and add the number of wounds allocated to the query to that roll. If the result is greater than query's wound characteristic, that model is slain. So it's an easy way to kill like a monster or something outright.
Oh yeah, does something have 1 to 6 wounds left? You can instantly kill it with this monster action.
And I think this works really well with Carnoth bows to unload into them. They've already got wounds. You go use this as your monstrous rampage. You kill it. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I think this is a pretty.
I agree.
Rampage. Cool. All right. Anything else on those battle traits?
I like the army. I just wish that they fixed the quarry system.
Yep, I agree. 100%. Evergreen Hunt command traits. This is Sapwood Leader. You can heal up to D3 wounds allocated as general instead of 1.
Okay,
it's with the overgrown.
It kind of sucks because the only thing that you can take is the Arc Revenant.
Correct. And I put it on here, not unique, right? So it's not like some of the other Army Renowns where you can put these on the unique hero.
If you can put it on Beetle Boy, I think it would actually have some play.
Oh, 100%. Yep.
But
he's already super hard to kill. And
yeah.
This would make him even harder to kill. Why? I wonder why they didn't. I don't know. Anyway, that is the. I just said B minus. It's okay. Sure.
It's a nothing burger.
Yeah.
It does nothing.
You're not wrong. Evergreen Hunt artifacts.
All right, so I know what this one does. This is once per game, your cumulative bonuses, you go up 1 point for that turn.
A once per game ability. I think this is
bad.
Right.
I will say, given everything, I disagree.
Okay. Right.
Because of the buffs that it gives, you can very quickly get pluses to charge and pluses to hit and wound. Very easily.
Sure. Once per game when you need it, sure. I just wish.
And it's once per game. What you do is you do it the first turn. And so that first turn, when you have very little buffs, now everyone hits on +1 hit and win.
Would this be better? Would you take it? Would you mark this higher if this was like on a 3-up?
On a 3-up, you get +1.
Instead of once per game.
No.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Just because it is a tactical decision to be able to do it, and I need to be able
will-
to know when it happens.
I will mark it as a B instead of a B minus. But a once per game artifact, is this?
Yeah.
I think there's better ones in the.
And so the true
Novel.
question is are you going to take this or are you going to take Arcane Tome?
True.
And the answer is you're going to take Arcane Tome.
You're going to take Arcane Tome. You're 100% right.
There you
Especially in this GHB, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, just put Mystic Shield on Beetle Boy.
Yeah, he's now a 2-up. Yep.
Oh no.
100%.
Or to be able to have a caster to be able to do the hive for +3 run charge.
100%. Yeah, that's way
like,
more. And then we get the running and charge. Yeah, that's way better. That's a way better.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like the artifact, but it's never going to get chosen.
Yeah, I agree. All right, move on. Grand strategy. I mean, these are all easy because all you get is one of them. So, grand strategy. Complete this if you have destroyed. Wait, hold on. When this battle ends, you complete this grand strategy if you have destroyed 4 or more queries. It's doable, but it can be denied too.
If you immediately got another quarry when a quarry died, I would like this grand strategy.
100%.
But because of that stupid, you can't choose until the next hero phase. No, utterly horrible.
And this can be easily denied, right? Like, you pick the query at the beginning of the game. Guess what? I'm taking that dude and I'm moving out. And
it'd be fun.
You're denying 3 of their points. Right there.
You know, it's also funny. Like, what if you're fighting giants? That means you have to kill all the giants as quarries.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad.
So that means you can't even you have to do it one every turn, no matter what.
Right.
And you can't do more than one. You can't do less than one.
And if you don't, you failed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Utterly horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Marked as a C+. It's doable, but it's bad.
Yeah.
Battle tactics. I thought these were all pretty okay. Not terrible. Query was destroyed with an attack made with a melee weapon. Sure.
Oh, easy. That's a great battle tactic.
Especially if you know you can do it, right? All friendly units are in the same large quarter of the query. It's a good one.
It can be, especially if you're doing the beetles.
By the time most of your stuff dies, you could do this one.
Yeah, exactly.
And then spring the trap. If 4 or more friendly units made a charge move in this turn, and 1 or more of those units made an attack with a melee weapon that targeted the query this turn.
It's a lot, but I can see you doing it because you can
make it work, but it's a lot.
Yeah, your entire army is based off of moving very fast.
Correct. So it's
also
doable, but
the encircle one where everybody has to end the turn within the same quarter of the quarry. Is that what it's called? What it is?
Encircled, yeah.
I'm gonna put that down a tier because that means that you're not killing that quarry.
What do you mean? Oh.
Because if you kill the quarry, he's no longer on the field.
Let me see how that's worded. At the end of this turn, that's so bad.
Yeah, so bad.
Oh.
That means that you're doing your entire turn not killing what you want to kill.
Yeah, that's bad. It's bad. It's not good. I'm marking that to a C-. That's real bad.
Again, if you could choose a new quarry after they kill, it'd be great.
They needed to. I like the query system. I like the idea of it, but they needed to rework this. It just doesn't work well. It's very, it's not very efficient, and it's clunky. It's a clunky system.
It's super clunky. Again, simple word fixes would be able to do it.
All right, let's get to the best thing.
Oh, Beetle Boy himself?
Belthanos is, in my opinion, the strongest utility piece Sylvaneth has to date.
Oh, 100%. I looked at this guy and I was like, man, this guy actually makes me want to attempt to do Sylvaneth again.
This dude, okay, first off, this dude's beautiful for just right out of the gate. Look at this dude. This dude is absolutely awesome. The bug's awesome. He's awesome. I love how his little wood pieces are like holding on to the beetle. He's great.
I just got this model, and he has a very unique base size.
Yeah.
I don't think any other model has his base size.
It's just like a big circle, right?
It's I had to measure it. It's like think of the Night Haunt wagon, the black coach.
Okay.
But it's just barely like a quarter of an inch smaller on all sides.
Interesting. That's that's weird. Okay. All right. Well, um, just a couple of things about this dude, just real quick. I mean, obviously, if you don't know
Oh,
yet,
I'll give the two big things
all
that
right,
you need to know about this guy.
all right, go for it.
Sorry, three big things. First one is that he at the beginning of the hero phase, you can choose a piece of terrain within like 9 inches, and you can give it a mystical terrain feature.
It is that oh my god, that alone is so good.
Oh, what are you playing, Sylvaneth? Now your home woods is now arcane.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going
Damned.
all the way out there? Oh, hey, look at that! Damned, right in the beginning of the game. The second one is that he gives all Sylvaneth run and charge, um, starting at 18-inch aura around him.
Incredible, literally incredible.
I
You
guess
Spite Storm out, and now you're +3
oh,
+3.
absolutely
you're
ridiculous.
+3 run and charge.
Get those 6 to 9 Kurnoths run in charge, running across the field. You don't need to teleport. They got this.
Yeah, incredibly good.
And lastly, he's a 14-inch move. I was at 14 wounds, 3-up save, 5-up ward.
12-inch move, but he doesn't
12-inch
bracket.
move.
He does not bracket. You have 12.
He is a fast, tanky boy.
Yeah.
All for the low points of 360 points. You can go ahead and ally him into any army you want and be able to get that arcane or mystical terrain anywhere you want.
Yeah, he is absolutely incredible. This dude will probably be in most Sylvaneth lists.
Oh, 100%. He
Now,
is so good.
That gets us to the next thing, right? So what's the overview of the Evergreen Hunt, right? So what are you losing? Well, let's talk about it. So if you take this over your normal battle tome book, you're losing the trees, so you no longer have teleport in this. No longer, and that means you have no strike and fade. You don't get any tree lords. So with that in mind, as far as Evergreen Hunt being competitive, I marked it as a C+. It has some legs. I think the query system's clunky, but I think you could play this. I just think he's going to be better in every scenario when you take him in the regular book.
Oh yeah. If they fix query system, I give it a B.
Okay.
Other than that, you're losing everything that makes Sylvaneth good.
Yeah. I mean, putting him in just the regular battle tome with like Heartwood or Oakenbrow or
100%.
I mean, he is going to be so good.
Yeah, the Army of Renown gets rid of all of the spellcastings in a kind of spellcasting needed army.
Yep. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Warsong Bomb. Like it's good, right? It's still good.
Summon more trees. Being able to teleport once you hit, because most of the things that you have are rather squishy.
And we didn't talk about it, but this dude can hit. He's not a slouch in combat either.
Like, he has like -2 rend and -3 rend, 4 damage, 3 damage. Like, he slaps.
He is no joke, man. He is no joke. Yeah. So that's the Evergreen Hunt. Anything else on Evergreen Hunt?
Nope. I got one more thing for my good old Beetle boy.
Okay.
He has the Kurnoth Hunter keyword, so Arc Revenant can go ahead and buff him.
+1 to wound. Yep. 100%.
Oh, he's just so good. So good.
Very, very good. All right. Next Army of Renown. Draconith Skywing. And this dragon is absolutely incredible looking.
He's breathtaking.
Definitely the best looking dragon to date. All right, so let's go into this. So first off, the battle traits. So all this is Draconith Echelon. This is Krondys and Karazai become battle line. Neat.
Yeah. The biggest thing for the army is you can only take dragons.
Correct.
So you know that meta from like a year or two ago when there's only dragons? It's only back and it's better.
Yep. To have Krondys or Karazai as battle line, Krondys and Karazai as battle line is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I love it. I hope we get to see more Karazai in the field.
Yep. It is pretty cool. Next, Draconith Guardians. So this is a bodyguard rule to Storm Drakes on a 4-up. Is it just Ionis? It is.
Yeah, it's just Ionis, which surprisingly is very, very good because you want to keep that guy alive.
Yes, he is very good.
Stormcast has a problem of their heroes can actually die very fast, and this gets rid of that problem.
Yep. Okay, so this is where we kind of get into a weird. This is also clunky, right? I'll talk about this in a little bit as well when we get down to it. But Exemplars of Fury. So I marked this as a B plus because it's really good. Essentially adds attacks in a castle formation to the mount, which is the heavy hitting dude. So this is really good.
So what is this?
So I'll read it. At the start of the combat phase, if there are 2 or more other friendly Skywing units within 6 inches of a friendly hero, add 1 to the attack characteristic of melee weapons used by that hero's mount until the end of the phase.
Interesting.
It's a little clunky because these things are big, and you have to make sure you're wholly within. Oh no, it's just units within 6 inches, so that's good. But we're gonna get to something lower that.
Is it only to mounts?
It's only to the mount attack.
And is this only to heroes?
No. At the start of the combat, if there are 2 or more friendly units within 6, add 1 to the attack characteristic of melee weapons used by that hero's mount.
So this means it's only Ionis and only the Knight leader.
Knight Draconith, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes down.
Oh man, I wanted Krondus and Karazai to get +1 to their attack.
This definitely goes. Well, no, they're still considered hero.
Yeah, but they're not mounts.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. So this goes down. This goes down a little bit. Yeah. Now it's still good to get that, right?
Oh yeah, Ionis kind of slaps. So.
Yeah. But we're gonna get to something where I'm like, interesting. Okay, so when you read that, right? When you read Exemplars of Fury, you're thinking, kind of makes sense to castle dragon this, right?
They are very big models.
Correct. I agree with you. But when you read Exemplars, you're like, okay, castle, sure. Two units to get the hero +1 attack on the mount, sure. Stormdrake champions. This is just a way to add single Stormdrakes. That's all that does. Nothing.
I guess you'll use that for the Exemplar of Fury.
True, but in this
and their
army,
grand strategy.
In this army, you're not gonna really.
Agreed. You want those big blobs of dragons.
You do. And then we get to the heroic action. This is where it's like, okay, what are they trying to make us do here? So I mark this as a B- because I'll read it. The heroic action. Pick 1 friendly Skywing hero and roll a dice. On a 2-up, until the end of the turn, enemy units within 3 inches of the hero cannot receive Inspiring Presence commands. So, Ionis has this innately.
As a 12-inch aura, right?
Yes. On Ionis, it's a 12-inch. Yes.
Does Karazai? No, I don't think Karazai and them have it though.
It's just a heroic action, and so you would be able to use it.
Yeah, it is very weird.
But my issue is, if you're doing this heroic action, you're not playing this as a castle, right? You're trying to push 2 different flanks because you want this heroic action, right?
You're trying to get them to run away.
Right, but it just... My issue is with this army, as you read this stuff, are you trying to play this as a castle dragon army, or are you trying to split your units up here? And I can't really tell. So I think it's a little clunky on what they're trying to push you to do. I mean, typically Stormcast is castle, but this, I don't know. I don't know if you, and maybe it's just some play. Maybe we're not. Maybe I'm putting too much onto the attacks with the mount, but I just don't know if you're trying to castle this or if you're trying to push 2 different flanks. I can't tell what they're trying to make you do here.
It's interesting for sure. I think they want you to do like Ionis and then like 2 bodyguard units.
And then everything else on another flank. Yeah. Maybe.
Because everything's points expensive in this army.
Oh, 100%. You're not going to have very many models on this board in this army for sure. There's 2 monsters rampages. One of them is -1 to wounds. Sure. Is it better than Roar though?
The problem is that everybody's a monster in your army.
Right. So you need something to do. Sure.
Yeah. So you roar, you do the stun, you do the temp tremor. Like having these stuff is just, and you can.
B+. -1 to wound is very good. Very very good.
Yeah.
It's just you're gonna spend some time trying to figure out which one's the most.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then the last one is impact tremors. Pick 1 enemy within 3 inches of this unit. Roll a dice. On a 3-up in the following combat phase, models in this unit can only move up to 1 inch when they make
1-inch pylons.
Which is
that
good,
can be very good.
Which is good. My only issue with this is I have a feeling this is going to be forgot quite a bit.
Oh, when compared to stun and all that, 100%.
So we'll see. I mean, this is okay. It's okay. It's good. It's another monstrous rampage out of all of your monsters.
Yeah.
So
that one's a very, very techy monster section. It can be extremely good in the right situations. Yes.
Okay. Now, if you could not, if they made it to where they couldn't pile in,
oh, that's glorious.
Now we're talking. Okay, command traits. Favor the bold. After it's fought for the first time, if there's no enemy models on a 2-up, it can immediately make a D6 move, and it can finish within 3 inches of an enemy unit. Situational. Could be tricky for like getting onto a point to snag something, some movement shenanigans, but it's okay. It's whatever.
Yeah.
D6 movement is very it's very swingy.
It's only when like you kill something, and you're only going to be able to put this on a Night Draconus.
Correct. Yes, because you cannot put this on Ionis.
So I don't know. I put this in the same category as the previous Army of Renown. It's like it's okay.
Now you could do this. No, because it's only the hero mount. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. Might get you an objective or something maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. A free D6 objective. You can tie someone into combat.
Yeah, I just don't know if you want to because you've already attacked. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's whatever. You could monstrous rampage pile in 1 inch, move in, and then they're tied up and they only move 1 inch. That's
fair.
Shenanigan-y, but you can do it. It's okay. It's okay. It's a B. It's okay. Artifacts power. Once per battle, D3 wholly within 9 inches. It's okay. It's fine.
I think it does. I think it's probably much better than everything else.
My issue with it is wholly within 9 inches. Like, good luck.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Good luck having everything wholly within 9 inches.
Maybe get 2 units. Maybe.
And it's once per battle, so
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. D3 is still good, and you can do it to maybe 2 units.
And like you need to keep your people alive, so like it's not horrid.
It's okay. Between that and heroic recovery on a hero, 2D3, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, moving on. Spell lore. This is the only one you get. Command recursion on a 5-up. Okay, sure. I don't like 5-up, but
what does it do?
It's the command.
If you use a command point on a 5-up, you get it back, something like that.
Oh, it's actually not command recursion. Till next, each time that unit issues a command, roll 5, and then issue that command is not. Wait, hold on.
It's not spent.
Pick one friendly Draconith unit within range and visit the caster until you're started the next hero phase. Each time that unit issues a command, roll on a. Yeah, so it's recursion. It is command recursion on a 5-up. It's not spent.
I'm not casting it.
It's you might get it once or twice. 5-up, it's not reliable.
Your only spellcasters is Krondis, and you're going to be casting his special spell and Mystic Shield.
Yes.
Yep.
Is he a 2 cast?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so those are the only 2 you're going to cast. You're never going to cast this.
Yep.
In fact, I'm going to change this to a C because it's just never going to be done. You're never going to see this. All right, moving on. Prayers. Heal 3 is good. Not even D3. Heal 3.
Yeah, especially because Ionis can take it and he gets 2. Oh no.
Yeah, it's
that artifact that you had, now I get it every turn.
If you have a hero that's out of combat, you're 2d3 plus 3 heal. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Sanctification. I think it's just -1 to prayers
and casting, right?
Yeah. Prayer's good. Casting is meh in this season. It'll be better next season.
I think it's good. This -1 to everything is so good. Do that against Khorne, and he's going to be crying.
Now, yes, I against priests 100%. I think just wizards with the primal dice, it's whatever.
It's going to bait them out to use their primal dice more.
Sure. It's okay. It'll be better in the next season.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Sovereignty is good. This is really good. This is one that I like the best. This only allows Until start heroes. So you pick one enemy unit until your start of the next hero phase. That unit counts as a maximum of 5 models on an objective.
It's really good in this army because
correct, 100%. It's not good in a maybe even in Stormcast it's okay, but in this army, you lack models. So, I mean, you are 5 models, or worth 5 models for every monster. But there's, like, against Soulblight or something like that, now you're for sure gaining that objective.
oh yeah, do that against a giant.
Yeah, Giant would work too, 100%. Yeah.
You have your one
Ogres.
unit of one unit of 2 dragons can now out objective a giant.
Yes, and that's why I think that's really good, because you definitely want to make sure you are gaining objective control in this army, because you don't have a lot of models. Okay, that was the one that I really liked, and the heal 3 is really good. Their prayers are actually pretty good, which is good for Ionis.
I like all those first. I really like Sanctify.
I know you do. I think it's going to be situational. Like, if you're going into a very heavy wizard army, most of the time they don't give a crap about -1, or they're getting so many primal dice it doesn't matter for them. So it is what it is. For prayers, I definitely agree. It's really good.
Yeah, -1's a -1.
Yeah. Grand strategy I marked not very good.
Oh, that's at the end of the game. You need to have 3 units within 9 inches of each other.
Yeah.
And like you're going to have like what 4, maybe 5 units in this army.
It's not 9 inches within each other. It's wholly within.
Wholly within each other? Oh my gosh.
You can play this grand strategy if 3 friendly dragon units are wholly within 9 inches of each other. That's so hard. That's hard to do just in general. Unless you are completely wiping them out on like turn 5 to where you have enough movement to get them in
to take objectives and do everything.
I don't think it's good, man.
No, you're not going to do this.
That's unfortunate too, because that's the only grand strategy they have. Otherwise, you have to go with the books. So with the GHB. Yeah, it is what it is. I would take 70% of the grand strategy. I take 80% of the grand strategies in the GHB over this. So.
Oh, 100%. Like that one's bad. Just sad.
Yeah, it's bad. The only good one here, Focus Destruction, which is if you target 3 different monstrous rampages, carry it by dragon units. So you have three dragons that go in and do it, and it doesn't say you have to complete them or successfully use them. It's just target. So as long as you target 3 monstrous rampages on a unit, you get it.
Oh yeah, that's great. It's easy.
Very, very good. The rest of them are pretty garbage. So,
like that's a really, really easy like turn 2.
What did I say for concentrated? Oh, this is so bad. Okay, so put yourself in this position, right?
Okay.
You complete this battle target if the same enemy unit was targeted by attacks made with melee weapons by 3 or more Draconith Skywing units in the combat phase of this turn. So.
Damn.
You have to make sure you don't kill them. Because if you kill it...
Wait, so they need to survive
you complete
3?
If the same enemy unit was targeted by attacks made with melee weapons with 3 units.
So you can kill them. It just the 3rd one needs to be the one that kills them.
Correct.
Wow, that's tough.
I don't think that's going to happen. Most of the time, if you're going 3 dragons into 1 unit...
Giants.
Unless it is very situational.
A 20 pack of
I think you kill
Chaos Warriors.
Zombies. I think you kill a lot of stuff.
I think a 40 pack of zombies might be able to survive just because of how many wounds.
I just think it's not good.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't prefer this, but it is possible.
I guess. I mean, situational.
I don't like it, but it's possible.
All right, let's go to Ionis. Good old Ionis Crypt.
Oh, so beautiful.
Definitely the best dragon in the game. Especially from a utility perspective. Karanjas and Karazai are definitely good in their own right, but from a utility perspective, this guy is extremely good.
They're not this guy good.
What?
They're not this guy good.
No, yeah, not this guy good. The only reason I didn't put him as an S is he has no ward, right? So he lacks a ward. And if you take him in this Army of Renown, there's no way to give him a ward, right? So he just does not have one.
You get the bodyguard, and that's what they
You do
make
get
up
the
for.
bodyguard. You do get the bodyguard. 4 bodyguard's still pretty good, but mortal wounds will kill this guy pretty quickly.
Very quickly.
So
And
that's
he's
unfortunate.
400 points of your army,
Yes.
so enough to ally in, but
Do you
and he is good.
do you want to go over just a couple of things for him?
I don't have a sheet in front of me, but I know that he cancels out Inspiring Presence and Rally within 12 inches of him.
Yep.
Just always. That's such a huge
Yep.
aura.
He's got his little flame breath thing, so
All right.
he's got 9 attack. Go ahead, go for it.
So the flame breath is it 12 inches or 9 inches?
It is 12 inches.
So a 12-inch attack of 9 attacks, and like they do okay damage.
It's 3
They're like
threes minus 2, 1 damage. So it's not great, but you don't care about that.
yeah, you don't. All you do is that you're going to go. All right, I'm going to target these 3 units. I have -2 rend with all of them, 3 attacks each. All you need to do is do 1 damage to
1
someone.
damage.
And then after that, every hero phase for the rest of the game until that unit is healed, you roll a dice, and if it's lower than the current battle round or the battle round or lower, they just take D3 mortal wounds.
Yep. And
For the rest of the game.
So you just spit this guy's flame breath everywhere and just watch people die.
And there's a lot of armies that don't naturally heal or anything like that.
Yep.
And it's just going to slowly whittle them down for
and
the
even if they
rest
do
of the
heal,
game.
You have to burn the healed in order to do it, right?
Yeah, if you
just crazy.
heal, nope, no heal for you.
He's got that. He's got his. He can cast 2 prayers. I think he's the only unit in the game now that can cast 2 prayers.
Yep.
There is one other exception. If you take a corn priest and you give him the little, I think it's an artifact or command trait, they will gain an additional prayer, additional prayer. So there's one other unit that can do that. And then you can decide, you can either cast or prayer 2 prayers.
You can either chant 2 prayers,
There you go, that's what
or you can decide, nah, I only want to do 1 prayer, and then you don't roll a dice and it's automatically a 6.
Boom. So good. So good.
Amazing.
And then he's got a lightning damage thing. And then,
Oh, he's also a spellcaster, right? No, that's his prayer.
It's a prayer.
Yeah, it's a prayer that does like 18-inch range, does D3 damage, and there's a chance that it'll just continuously bounce to new units.
Yep. Which is really good. Pretty good. The other thing that we didn't talk about, which is really good, -1 to attacks.
Yeah, he has the same rule of Krondus and Karzai.
It is so good. People underestimate that -1 to attacks, but it is so good. So yeah, that's Ionis. 16 wounds, 3 up save, 14-inch move. Pretty good.
Tanky, beefy. He's hard to kill unless you just do straight mortal wound damage to him. He's great.
He's pretty good. All right, let's go into the summary. So, what are we losing? Well, you're losing any foot hero. You're not going to be able to have any foot heroes, so no teleporty dudes, no nothing.
In the current battle round, there's no Andorian locusts.
Correct. Yep. Typically, Stormcast has a pretty heavy shooting meta. You are going to lack that for the most part. You do have some.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everyone has Dragon Breath.
Yeah, everyone has Dragon Breath, but it is so swingy, man. It is so swingy. I have rolled those things so many times and gotten 1s and 2s.
Fair. They're swingy until your opponent cries because their unit that they didn't expect to die just suddenly got melted.
4d6 damage, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I just it lacks your typical long strike shooting, right? 12 inches.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking long range shooting. You do miss that.
A dragon's threat range is 24 inches.
12 inches.
Well, they move 12 and then it's 12 inches.
Sure. The threat range, yeah. Other than that, you don't really miss anything. Especially if you want to do an all dragons army. I think this has an A-. I think this is actually going to be somewhat competitive.
You don't have the Stormcast teleport down thing.
You don't. But I
which
mean, they all
I
move
think
pretty
that
good.
Yeah, they all have 12 to 14-inch movement.
Correct.
Which is not bad. It's just they're not a massive alpha strike
If
army.
you have a lot of objectives on the board, you're gonna hurt from them. But I still think this is a pretty competitive army. We'll see as the meta shakes out, but if you're looking for an all dragon army, this is pretty good. I think this has some legs.
Agreed. Like all of the buffs that you get, Ionis in there, the fact that Karazai will actually be able to get play because now he's battle line.
Yep. That's
You're
crazy
not-
that they're battling. That's just crazy.
Yeah. You're not going to have a lot of units, but every single one of those units is going to hurt something.
Great. One of our House of Hobbies members is running this weekend at RTT, and I do not want to play him at all. Like, please, do not
I
let me play him.
agree. That does not sound like fun. But then again, I'm taking Cities to Sigmar, so I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to shoot him off the field.
everything off the board. Gosh dang it, it's so bad.
I'm just going to be like, oh my god, dragons, and then shoot.
All right, let's go over the Stormcast Regiment of Renown, the new Regiment of Renown. This is the Black Talon.
Oh, this is the Black Talon, yeah, from their show. Have you seen their show?
I have seen their show. It's very, very good, actually. I liked it.
I've seen like 3 or 4 episodes. I haven't finished it yet.
It's pretty good. Neve Black Talon and Lorai is pretty cool too. They're okay. Justice will be served is one of their abilities. 6-up ward, sure. Neve Black Talon has some good teleport, or neat teleport with some good utility. Neve companions are decent, and then Lorai's 6's auto hit. I mean, it's
Now, can you take Neve Black Talon by herself?
yes.
I don't think you can. You can?
Well, you won't get the Regiment right now, but you can take her.
How many points is she?
I can tell. I think it's just gonna tell me the renown though. Let me see. It just tells me what the renown is, which is 340. I don't know how much.
So right now you can't take her on her own.
Is she not just a normal unit within Stormcast?
She is, but it is completely different rules.
Does this not supersede that?
I don't know.
It has to, because think about Harbinger of Decay. He's the same way.
That's fair.
He was a model.
If the new Black Talon, if the new Knee Black Talon supersedes and becomes the new rules for that model, I think she will actually have some pretty decent play. But then again, also this Regiment Renown is what, 360 points? It's
340. It's too expensive.
340.
It's too expensive. I don't know if I would take this for 340.
I don't think I would too, but it is still pretty decent because everyone has a 6-up ward. You have 2 heroes and a normal unit. One spellcaster, but the biggest thing is Native Black Talon.
It's the
she's
teleport. It's the teleport.
she's pretty great.
Yeah. They're okay.
She's a secret assassin that will kill your heroes.
Agreed. She's 7 attacks, 2 3s, -2 damage. Pretty good. It's pretty good.
And then once she's there, she just teleports back to her companions. And she's as a storm.
You actually add a damage. Just the. Oh no, you do. So that's actually, if you're attacking a hero, it's 7 attacks, 2s, 3s, -2, 3 damage.
Yeah, she does a crap ton of damage.
She's gonna be a problem for sure.
Also, she run charges and has an 8-inch move as a Stormcast.
Correct, which is crazy.
Like she's surprisingly fast.
She is. I honestly do think this will supersede her rules. It's got to. It's
I
the same
hope so,
thing as the Harbinger. I don't think. Now I don't. Let me see. On a 2-up,
The problem is that her rules require her to have her companions.
It really is. You really do need to take the Regiment around. It's just so expensive. 340 is a lot.
It is, but it does give you a decent bit.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if she gets into the meta. I still think she's a little expensive. You put her down to like 320, 300, we're talking now.
If she was allowed in Stormcast, I think I'd see her.
Fair. We'll see. We'll see if she gets played. Okay, that's the Regiment right now. Moving on to the Ogre.
So this one I have not seen anything about.
All right, it's interesting. Essentially, what this is all about after reading the rules is you have this terrain piece, this maw pit.
Okay.
And essentially, think of Starlight Pit for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's essentially
it's the Great Maw.
That's essentially what this Army of Renown's trying to do. It's basically trying to eat your dudes if they're not next to a train feature, right? So let's go over it. So Offensive Gur, it's a very random mechanic, but most of the time most units will be vulnerable. Shooting for the 9 to 12 dice roll. So I'll go over how you get these, but basically it's 2d6.
Okay.
You get 1 if there's a head butcher in your Maw Pit because it's defensible.
Okay, so 2d6 plus 1.
Yep, because since you're always going to have that. And then you're going to add the number of models slain by the head butcher ability during the battle to the roll. So the more people you eat, the higher this goes.
How easy is it to kill someone with this ability?
On a 6 to 8, roll a dice for each unit. On a 5 up, it suffers 1 mortal wound. I don't know if that's considered. Oh yeah, I guess if it slays it, then yeah.
Oh, it's add.
Oh,
if you include a Maw Pit in your army,
it's on the terrain feature. That's
add the number of models slain.
Yes. So this continues
not units.
This continues to go up, and I think it's the. Now that I think about it, the terrain feature. I think it's if you roll double their wounds characteristic. It's slain, and if you roll 3, it's like D3 is slain. If it's 3 times more than their wound characteristic.
If you include a Maw Pit in your army, add the number of models slain by its head butcher ability. Now, what the hell is the head butcher ability?
No, it's not the head butcher ability. It's okay. Yes, but it's on the here. I'll just read it. This is the terrain feature. This is how you eat people. Okay.
Okay.
In the terrain feature, if your terrain feature is a head butcher in your hero phase, you can say that an offering will be made to the Maw Pit. If you do, pick one enemy unit within 18 inches and roll a d6. If the roll's more than twice the enemy's unit wound characteristic, 1 model in that unit is slain. If the roll is more than 3 times, 3 models are slain, not D3, it's 3. And then you're going to add that to your roll. So it's like trying to eat units, right? Basically.
And it's not. Well, the biggest thing is it's not during that turn. It's during the battle you get that. So if you kill 3 people the first turn,
and then it'll continue to increase. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay,
now you're
so
still
you
rolling
can
2d6. So you could, I mean, depending on what you get. Here's the rules, right? 2 to 3 is no effect. 4 to 5, subtract 1 from bravery. Who cares? 6 to 8, roll dice on a 5 up, suffers 1 mortal wound. Ooh, it's roll dice for each unit that is vulnerable, which could be pretty good. Units that are vulnerable to the Maw Pits, this is 9 to 11, cannot issue commands that do not have the hero care. So as long as they don't have the hero, like their commander dude can't issue commands, which is pretty good.
Okay.
And then 12 is on a 4 up, it suffers D3. And that's for each unit that's vulnerable. Now, what is vulnerable? Is it on here? What is vulnerable? Oh, a unit is vulnerable to the Maw Pits if it is on the battlefield unless it is wholly within 1 inch of a terrain feature, or it can fly. So essentially, think about it.
So they need to be next to a terrain feature, or they need to fly.
And then they don't have to worry about the Maw Pit. Otherwise, in the open grounds, like they are vulnerable. So if you get a 12 up, you're rolling a 4 up to do D3 for every unit that's vulnerable, right? So it could be good. I think if a unit or if you play against this, you're gonna learn how to counter this book pretty well.
Yeah. What other things do they get? Because right now, like it's okay, but it's
We'll get there.
It's not great.
So driven by starvation. This is run and charge. So friendly gorgers units that are not wholly within 1 inch at the start of your charge phase can attempt to charge even if they ran. So essentially, as long as they're not next to a terrain feature, they get to run and charge. It's okay. Pretty good. Run and charge is always good.
Okay.
The butcher's kitchen is just gorgers get battle line for each butcher you have. Sure.
Okay.
Ravenous brutes.
Is that the eating hungry rule?
Yes, that's a typical eating.
Okay, so that's actually really good.
Yep, that's pretty good. It's A- so I marked it. Might makes right. Same thing as the ogre book. The only difference is you don't have monsters in this. You can't have any monsters, so you don't get that rule. But the rest of them work with counting is so much on an objective. And then Goblin Bites. At the end of the combat phase, roll dice for each enemy unit within 3 inches of any friendly Gutbuster units. On a 2 up, they suffer D3 plus 1.
Okay, so it's slightly better than it's actually quite a bit better than their normal rolls.
Oh yeah, at the end, they just get D3 plus 1 if they're still in combat. They have to survive the combat, but D3 plus 1 is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, actually.
So keep the Maw Pit thing in your mind for right now, so you kind of know how that works and how the table works.
Okay.
The master. Oh, let's go to the next page. This is command trait. Has the whole spell lore. The spell lore is okay, so that's why I put it as a B. We'll get to the spell lore in a second.
Okay.
Keep note that this is also not unique. You can only put it on non-unique, which I guess
Well,
is not very many.
Yeah, you're going to take what the Warcry bands?
You're not wrong. I don't even know if you could take that. By the way, we didn't talk about it, but you can only take Gutbusters, Gorgers, and Heroes can only be included if they're not unique.
Oh yeah, so you don't have any uniques.
Yes.
So you get everything but the Warcry bands and the monster trucks.
Correct.
It's not that bad.
Sure,
there are armies that.
I mean, Gorgers are. We'll get to them. They're okay. They're fine. This artifact is bad. I just said bad. This is like real bad. Once per battle. At the start of your hero phase, you can pick one maw pit in your army that is within 9 inches of the bear, and that has been affected by a rule that says you cannot. Oh my god, it's so bad. Essentially, what this is if they smash, if your maw pit gets smashed to rubble, which would be bad because that's your whole entire allegiance
Shtick
thing
is
here.
that? Yeah.
On a 2-up, this is only once per battle way. On a 2-up, it is no longer smashed to rubble. That's it. That's the artifact. That's bad.
It's not horrid.
I'm going to tell you why this is bad in a second.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with the spell lore. So this one's good. So this is another way to get units to be vulnerable next to a terrain feature, right? So this basically, you pick it within 18 inches. For the rest of the battle, they are considered vulnerable, even if they're next to that.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's on a casting value of 6, range of 18. It's okay. The Retcher is not great. Has a casting value of 7. So the caster gets +2 to rend, which is fine, but very rarely that thing is going to be in combat.
That's fair, but I think that means that you can get like a -4 rend for something.
I mean, sure.
Like it's very situational, but if it happens, it's very nice.
Sure. And then Ophalbringer. What is this? It's a short range. It's only 12 inches. This is your opponent must make a move up to 6 inches with that unit. All the models in that unit must finish as close as possible to the caster. If it is impossible, they suffer D3. After the unit has moved, if the unit is within 3 inches of the caster, and the caster is within 6 inches of the maw pot, you can immediately use the maw pot's head butcher ability, but you must pick that enemy unit. So essentially, what you're doing, you're moving a unit closer to you.
Okay.
If it is within 6 inches of the maw pit, you get to do your little head butcher roll thing, or the head butcher roll thing to see if you eat models. But you have to pick that unit that moves closer to you. So it's okay. The problem I have with this is it's very short range. It's 12 inches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So rarely you're gonna get this off if they're coming straight at you. I mean, sure. It's fine. It's okay. Anyway, the command trait, you get all these spells. Great.
Okay, it's okay.
Still not satisfied. We're gonna get to the. Just keep ahead of the smash to rubble thing. We're gonna get there in a second. I'm gonna tell you why it's not good. Grand strategy. Okay. Still not satisfied. I said this is very good. When this battle ends, you complete this grand strategy with 6 or more enemy models were slain by the maw pit.
Models?
Yes. Easy. You target.
You fight against the dragon army or giant's army, you lose.
Yes, you will lose this on that. But if you have
other things,
if they have chaff, you're easily getting this.
If you fight orcs, you're not going to get this.
You could.
If you fight Iron Jaws, you need to roll a 6.
No, 4.
Iron Jaws, all their stuff is 3s. 3 wounds.
Ardboys, 3 wounds.
Oh, Ardboys are 2.
Yeah, that'd be a great one because it's going to be impossible to kill them anyway.
So that still means that you need a 4.
Correct.
And it's 6 models?
Yeah.
That means that you'll never get it because you can only kill 1 model a turn.
Not if
Against
you use the spell, right? You use the spell. There's other ways to do it, but
Oh, the spell counts as
Yeah.
well. Okay. If the spell counts, all right, it's much better.
yeah, I think it's doable. I think this is very doable. And most
Against
things are gonna have
everything
stuff.
but giants.
Correct. Battle tactics. That was a morsel. Gosh dang it, where is this? Oh my gosh! If any models were slain by the mod pits head butcher ability.
Okay, that's pretty great.
It's still a dice roll, but as long as they have
Yeah.
chaff, you roll a 2, you're good.
It's a 2-up dice roll,
yes, yeah, exactly.
which it is still a dice roll.
It still is, and you also have a spell that you could potentially do it too if they're in range. But
Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's
fine.
backups too. Yeah, this is absolutely great.
Essentially, this is the Gorgers jump in from reserve. You have to make a 9-inch charge. Too risky. I hate it. I hate getting battle tactics that you require a 9-inch charge for.
Oh yeah, never worth it.
And then we eated them all. This is your typical pick an objective controlled by your opponent. If no enemies are on it, you get it. Simple.
Oh, that's super easy.
Yeah, simple, super easy, ready to go. All right, let's go over the mob pit real quick. We already talked about it for the most part.
Okay.
It is defensible, sure.
Why is that artifact not good?
Okay, so if this terrain feature, so this is on the mob pit Warscroll. If the terrain feature is picked as target of a Smash Rollable Monstrous Rampage, and that Monstrous Rampage is unsuccessful, the monster is going to suffer 3d6 mortal wounds.
Jesus, oh my god.
So there is no world where your monster is going to try to smash this to rubble. Because if you fail, that thing's going to die. And that is not worth it in any world.
Oh man, that's whew.
I mean, I understand why they did it. They don't want their whole thing to be gone. But that makes that artifact terrible.
Yeah, but all right, think of this scenario. You succeeded. And they're like, whew, I made that, was it a 4-up roll? Something like that. It's a 3-up, I think.
3-up or 4-up, sure.
And then you're like, haha, I got rid of that annoying piece. There's no way he can do his grand strategy or anything like that now. And then he goes, haha, it comes back. And you're like, ah. But then again, you've already smashed it to rubble, so now his butcher's not in it anymore.
Correct. Like, I think it's bad. I just think it's bad.
I agree. I think you telling your opponent if you fail, you take 3d6 mortals will stop everyone from doing it.
Sure. All right. So the rest of the stuff for the mob pit, because the mob pit itself is very good. I think that artifact is bad.
Agreed.
At the end of the charge phase, the player whose turn is taking place must roll a dice for each unit in their army that is 12 inches of this terrain feature, and within 12 inches of any units in their opponent's army, and more than 3 inches from all units in the opponent's army. On a 3-up, that suffers D3 mortal. So,
sorry, say this one more time.
Okay, so at the end of the charge phase, both charge phases,
okay,
the player whose turn is taking place must roll a dice for each unit in their army that is within 12 inches of this terrain feature.
Whew.
And within 12 inches of any units in their opponent's army, and more than 3 inches from all units in their opponent's army. So anything that's
12 inches from you, 12 inches from you, and everything that's not close to.
Yes.
Okay,
so
that's
on a
really
3-up,
good.
The unit suffers 2-3 mortals. If this terrain feature had a head butcher, this ability affects units within 18 instead of 12 inches. This has no effect on gutbusters. So,
god damn.
I mean, you're doing a lot of mortal wounds. Is essentially what you're doing. Now,
I think your opponent's going to want to risk killing this mob pit.
If you just,
it's an 18-inch aura of D3 mortal wounds. That's nasty.
Okay, you're probably right. So the other thing that we haven't talked about is you set this up wholly outside the enemy territory.
Wait, so you could just set this up anywhere that's not in your enemy's territory?
Yes. Now you have to get your head butcher in there, right? At some point, otherwise it's gonna be real bad. But
Oh, okay. You were definitely taking the artifact then. I want my opponent to waste his turn
well, I mean,
breaking
you don't
this
have
thing.
much choice anyway, right? Like you're gonna end up taking it
Okay,
anyway if you're taking this.
there's Arcane Tome.
Okay,
Wait,
you're not
no.
taking that in here. You're not taking
Yeah,
that in
that's
here.
fair.
So anyway, that's the shtick for this.
I think you telling me everything that this mob does has just made it more likely that I'm going to take that artifact instead of less likely.
Okay, sure. I don't know if I'm gonna risk my monster to take 3d6. I'm just gonna kill everything and then sure.
All right, so are you going to risk your monster take 3d6, or are you going to risk your entire army taking d3 every turn,
Not if I can get on terrain features.
including your monster?
Not if I can get on terrain features. And
I'm sorry, my mob pit's right in the middle of the battlefield. Are you outside of 12 inches?
well, it's 18 if you.
Yeah. This is first turn. Next turn is going to be 18.
Sure. Oh no, man. We'll see. Whatever. And then the Gorger Maw pack. They're okay. They're not tanky and they're not good hammers. They're just in between.
I haven't seen their stuff.
They're so it's a set of 5 of them.
Okay.
Set of 5 for 220. So it's pretty expensive.
Okay.
3 attacks each. 3's 3's -1, 2 damage. And they have deep strike.
And how many points are there?
220. There's 6 up save, so not very good. 5 wounds, 6-inch movement. They do have a utility piece.
Decent.
Anytime a unit receives a command point on a 5-up, it doesn't count.
Like, yeah, that's actually pretty decent.
It's okay. I mean, again, I don't think they're particularly super hard hammers, and they're not super. They're definitely not tanky. So they're okay. They're okay. They're there to do what they're supposed to do. But yeah, that's the thing.
And so, is it 5 models?
5 models.
Ooh, for 220 points?
Yeah.
That's 220 points for 25
Literally,
wounds.
If you shoot these guys, they're gone.
I don't know that they have 25 wounds.
On a 6-up save.
Yeah, who cares about that?
I mean, whatever. Maybe I don't know if I like them all that much, but maybe I'm not. Also, I'm not an ogre player, so I could.
That's fair. I can understand that. I wouldn't put them out, especially because they're ridiculous command, which is a 12-inch aura, by the way, that you can deep strike them in.
Yes.
Like, take one of these guys, and now you have 5 ogres. Which, oh yeah, by the way, they're all 5 model. No, they're 2. They count as 2 each. No, they count as more than that. They count as 5 points each for taking objectives.
I can't remember what the ogre thing is. I think you're right.
Because they're 5 wounds each, so that means they're. I think they're at the 5 models each. That's 25 models to take an objective.
Are they? They're not gutbusters, are they? Gut gorgers?
Yeah, they're gutbusters.
Okay, so then they wouldn't be affected by the Muppet. Yeah, maybe they're okay. Yeah.
Like, those guys are horrid. What are you going to do against that? Like, you're going to have to. They're only 220 points, and you're going to have to go in and fight that thing and make sure you take it out.
In today's game is not hard to do with a hammer.
It's 25 wounds, which you don't need to go ahead and fight them. They're fast. You're going to be moving 8 inches. I think run and charge as well because they're gorgers.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know. Maybe they're fine.
And I'm looking at the rule for the might makes right. They're only going to count as, I think, 2 models
so
each.
10 models. 10 models on objective.
Which still, not that bad.
It's not bad. I just, I don't know. They're whatever.
Don't discount them, especially since
not,
they can be battle line.
Yes.
And your other battle line, all your other battle lines also like 100, 200 points.
Right. I mean, they're kind of tanky boys. Okay, so this brings us to the summary for them, right? So what are you losing, right? You're obviously losing monster trucks. You don't get monster trucks.
So I think this is the biggest thing. You're missing Noblars.
Okay. Noblars.
Those guys.
I know.
Man.
You guys help me. My retributors got wrecked by them. I get it. You're also losing all the artifacts and command traits. I think the artifacts and command traits, are
They're
probably fine for this Army of Renown.
yeah. The ones that you had were okay. Like there was some
Sure.
there that was like if you're fighting heroes is great, but it was okay.
I mentioned the overall. I think this is a B minus as far as competitiveness.
All right. After you have told me about this army,
Yeah.
you are going to see this in competitive.
Okay, and that's where and I said it verbatim, right? I said I'm not in Traverse and Ogres, but
Um,
I think the regular Book Battletome faction is better. That being said,
I actually don't know.
we will see how this
Like
plays in the meta. We'll see as people play this if this actually stands up in competitive.
if you are an ogre player that does not use monster trucks, this is the thing to go to.
You think this is better than any of the other ones,
If you're not doing monster
like
trucks,
Meat Fist or anything?
you don't get the charge mortals, but
No.
you still have a lot of all of your extra damage comes at the end of every single end phase because of that piece of terrain. That piece of terrain is so nasty, and it doesn't require you to charge.
So you have to also remember you're forgetting that it the placement for that Maw Pit is super key.
Oh yeah, I know.
If you put
You're
it out
going
in
to
the middle, you don't actually get all the buffs because your head butcher's not in there.
yeah the for the first turn. Yes, agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that Maw that that Maw Pit is going to be very crucial on where it's placed.
Yeah,
And
but
if you lose out on defender, I,
that can also hurt.
we'll
But
see. We'll see, man. I don't know how competitive this is, but again, we'll see how the meta shakes out.
I think this is going to be. I'm not saying it's S tier, but I can see it being a very, very hard army for a lot of people.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I'll give it an A for me, A minus.
I'll change it to a B because I don't know ogres. All right. Let's go to our last one, and this is the Fire Slayers one.
All right, I don't know much about this. All I know
don't
is that the
either.
one person that talked about it said that it wasn't good.
I read this, and I don't know, man. I actually think this has some legs after reading it.
Okay.
Jed doesn't think this is very good, but I don't know, man. After reading this, I'm like, I could see this working.
Sell it to me. Sweet talk me.
All right, so and again, I'm not a Fire Slayers player, right? So I could be wrong on this, right? I will say this: this whole entire Army of Renown hits monsters. So if you're playing against someone like Suns or something ogres with monster trucks and stuff, anything that's got a lot of monsters, this will absolutely.
So it's an anti-monster army?
Yeah, it's basically everything anti-monster.
Okay. So what can you take in this army?
All right. So what can you take? You can take every unit army must have the Fire Slayers keyword, and unique units can only be included if they have the Loftier keyword, which I don't think there's any. I looked through the book. I didn't see anything Loftier. So maybe it's like a future thing. I don't know. So that's it. So basically, any Fire Slayers, if they're unique, they have to be Loftier. So you can't basically take any unique. Everything else is good. So
yeah. Okay.
good there.
The only Lofnir keyword it is the Warcry Bind.
That's the only thing I can see, right? But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a hero. It's not,
Yeah.
Well, I guess okay. So is it? No, it's not unique because you can take.
It's not even unique.
Yeah. So I don't know. Not sure why that. I don't know if it's for future.
This is
upkeeping.
them covering their butt for future
Correct.
releases.
Which is fine. That's fine. Totally fine. Okay. So Daring Tamers. Okay. So I thought this was good, and then I read it and was like, okay, this is not as good. The Strike Last effect applies to enemy monster units while they are within 3 inches of 2 or more friendly Vulcan Flameseeker units. And the Vulcan Flameseekers, we'll get to them. It's the new Warscroll. I was on board if it was 1. That would have been pretty good. But you have to have 2 of these units next to shut off or to do fight last.
That entire thing it's a gotcha. If your opponent doesn't know the rule, they're going to be like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me that rule?"
Yeah, but they're slow. Like, there's ways to get them in there. There are ways to get 2 units in there, but I wish it would. Do we really need it on 1 unit? I don't know. Maybe it would have been too good. I don't know. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Um, Honorbound Drothmasters. So the Flameseeker unit, the new one, get a
Okay.
battlefield's rule. In addition, you can include one Orc Runeson on Magma Droth as a battle line unit. Pretty good. And more
So if for every one that you take of the Flameseeker, you get a Magma Droth?
for battle line, yeah.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
And there's reasons why you want to take them because they've got some good stuff
Okay.
that specifically work. Everything is really based on these Flameseeker units, so you want to have like multiples of these. All right, Flame-filled beasts. All the mount traits are pretty good. This is basically you can have more than you can have 3 different mount traits, and they're all really good. They're all
Okay,
really
so 3 mount traits. So you want 3 of
you want
the
3
Magma
of them,
Droths.
Yep. Let's see. Skilled Droth Wranglers. Okay, so this is basically how you get your Flame Seekers into where they need to go. So once per turn in your movement phase, you can pick one Flame Seeker unit within 6 inches of a Magma Droth, and it essentially moves with them. It's like a hitchhiker rule for gunboats.
Do they have to be outside of 9 inches when they drop?
Instead of making it move it from the battlefield and set up again on the battlefield wholly within 6 inches of the Magma Droth and more than 3 inches from all enemy units.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's really good because you don't have to be outside 9. You can be as long as you're dropping with 6 inches from the Magma Droth. Right?
Okay.
Really good transport unit. A minus on this. Very, very, very good. It gets your dudes into combat quickly, right? And you want these things in there. Protect your family. As long as Flameseekers, they have a little baby Magma Droth.
Okay.
As long as it is within 1 inch of a Magma Droth, that Flameseeker unit has a 5 up ward. Situational.
Okay.
Situational. It might be tough.
So far we've given the Flameseekers a 5 up ward.
Yes, because if you move them with the Magma Droth,
you're gonna be able to get it.
You're gonna get the 5 up ward, which is fine. Okay, so we go into the monstrous rampages. These are not particularly great, but roll 2 dice, add 2 to the roll if it's a monster. Clearly, for each 5 up, that unit suffers D3. If it's a monster, it's 3 up. It's okay. I still think roar's better, but sure.
How many dice do you roll?
2. It's okay. You might fail it, and then you'd be like, man, I wish I would have used roar. Although you would have failed roar too, I guess, technically, but whatever. Magma fueled grasp. This is this one's really good. Pick a monster. So again, against monsters.
It's anti-monster, all right.
On a 3-up, improve the rank character of melee weapons used by other Loftier Drothkeepers, not just Flameseekers, any Drothkeepers, that target that monster by 1.
So you are increasing the rend of who?
Anything that fights that monster, essentially.
Okay. And is there a roll for this?
On a 3-up.
Ah.
It's on a 3-up, so it does suck. But if you get that off, you get +1 to rend for everything that attacks that monster, which is good.
Yes, which is good.
I wish it wasn't on a 3-up. I wish it was like on a 2-up. That would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is also pretty good. It just shuts off wards on a 3-up. Oh no, on a 2-up, shuts off wards.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay, so
I don't know. I'm not sold so far.
Okay, and then also that 2-up isn't just on monsters; it's on anything.
Oh, it's on anything. Okay, that is pretty good. Yeah. Shut off really, really annoying things like Sigvald and such.
Yeah. All right, command traits. We haven't got that. Hold on, change the page.
Is that all of the battle traits?
That's it.
I don't like him.
Okay, just stay with me.
Okay, all right.
Again, not unique. Can't put these on unique, but I guess you can't have anything unique anyway. So
whatever.
Yeah. I said this was bad because it's only really good against monster, like super heavy monster lists. Improve the rank character of anything in the army that does not have the Magma Droth keyword, and are wholly within 9 inches of the general by 2 if they target a monster. So you have to target a monster, but it's just not good.
Oh no! So all right, I'll give my opinion on this after I hear more.
Okay. All right, let's get into the mount traits because they're pretty good.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, artifacts first. You only get one. I said this was not very good. It's extremely situational. When a monster is contesting an objective, it only counts as 2.
The
So yes,
opponent's
yeah.
monster.
So like if you had a giant, it would count as 2 models. Sure,
Okay,
sure.
not hard.
I mean that's your artifact though, right? Like that's it.
Yeah,
That's all you get.
like
So it's like, okay. Again, this is super monster, anti-monster.
yeah.
Like super anti-monster. If you fight an army that has no monsters,
Oh, you lose like
90% of this is garbage to you.
your entire army goes down by like 80%.
Yes, it's not great. Okay, mount traits. Okay. So Packdroth. So that thing that we talked about earlier about moving a unit, well, you can do it again with the mount trait.
Okay. So what? 2 people can do it.
Move 2.
All right.
Now this makes it a lot more useful because now you're getting those flame seekers into that monster.
But it's only flame seekers though.
Correct. It's only the flame seekers. But that's the only.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 units you want to get in the monsters anyway because of the fight last.
Yeah.
So far that's pretty good. That's pretty decent. Red Hot Fury is situational. It is basically if this unit is more than 3 inches from enemy units at the end of the charge phase, it can attempt to charge, anti-charge. It must finish the charge move within ½ inch of an enemy unit that is in itself with 3 inches of a friendly Flameseeker's Kindle Droth. So I think this is like your Flameseekers are in combat. At the end of the charge phase, you can charge, and as long as you end within 3 inches of the Kindle Droth, you're good. It's kind of weird.
It's did you run with your Magma Droth? All right, you can still charge.
Sure, yeah, okay. And it's only at the enemy charge phase, though.
Oh, enemy charge phase?
End of enemy charge phase. The only problem with that is
mind.
you have to make sure your Flameseekers survive.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. That one's okay. And then the Scalding Breath. If the target is a monster, the damage characteristic of the Blazing Maw is 3 instead of D3. Good. Good. Alright, grand strategy. When this... I mean, this is super situational, but as long as there's no monsters in your territory, you're good. Easy.
That you know what?
Easy.
That is a very good grand strategy for that specific army.
Correct. I 100% agree. If there's monsters, you should be killing them anyway. Alright, so that's grand strategy. Pretty easy. Battle tactics are all okay. They're fine. Let's see. At the end of the turn, is there anything? Drothkeeper. So any of these units that are within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield, and there are 1 or more Drothkeeper units wholly within each quarter of the battlefield. Sure. You have some movement shenanigans. You can make this work.
Yeah.
So as long as you get 1 in each quarter and 1 6 inches of the center, you're good to go.
That requires a lot, but it's doable.
I think it's doable, especially with your transports. It's doable. Pick 1 unit. So Sulfur Scream. Pick 1 unit partially or wholly within enemy territory, and 1 terrain or faction terrain that is partially or wholly within enemy territory, and more than 6 inches from the objective. Basically, control an objective, control terrain feature.
Okay.
Pretty easy. And then pick 1 objective partially or wholly within your enemy territory, and 1 objective anywhere. Control both, and then both of them have to be controlled by Flameseekers. That's
okay.
You want those Flameseekers into combat anyway. That's what you're bringing them for. So, all right. So let's get into the Flameseekers again. This is a 1-trick pony. So remember everything we talked about. The strike lasts for Flameseekers, right? For monsters, you have ways to transport these guys. So what do these guys actually do? They are. There's 5 dudes. No, I lied. Sorry, 9 dudes.
Yeah, there's 9 guys.
At 140 points.
2 wounds, 5 up save.
Yep. While this includes a Drothmaster, any monsters within 3 inches cannot carry out monstrous rampages.
Yeah, so this guy is all the people are anti-monstrous actions, and at the end of combat, they choose a unit and they roll 2 dice on a 4 up. They do
Sure,
one
that's
damage each,
whatever.
which
That's
is very meh.
all you're doing with this army is you're shutting off monsters. You're attacking
All right.
last. They are they're not being able to do monstrous rampages. You're getting more damage on them.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's really a one-trick pony when
Yeah.
this army, right? Is it super competitive? I don't think so, but
No, not at all.
I think if you were to take this into a monster-heavy army, they would be like, "Oh,
So
this
this is what this army does. If you go into a monster, you are going to absolutely destroy every monster on the battlefield. Because you can get those flame seekers to a -3 rend. They're three attacks each, threes, -3 rend to 1 damage. Your opponent can't do any monstrous actions. You get all these bonuses against
You're gonna
monsters.
kill everything but monster, or you're gonna kill
Eh,
everything with monsters and then nothing else."
and then your opponent comes over and is like, oh man, I put my cavalry in there, and then your entire army dies.
Yes, I agree. Now that being said, you still get to take Volkites or Hearthguard or whatever you want, right? So
Yeah, but you don't get the ruins. You
I
don't
know.
get the.
Oh, all right. Well, let's get into it, right? Because that's exactly what I said. So
Yeah.
what do you lose? You're going to lose all allies in Gotrek, which I know a lot of people like using. You're going to lose all of your prayers.
All of the ruins, which
All
is like
the
their
ruins.
biggest things. You lose their counterattack.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you lose. Again, this is made entirely anti-monster.
Like, it is absolutely great against everything that is extremely monster heavy.
Correct.
Everything else is just
Yeah.
dirt and water. It's bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I said this was a B minus. I'll put it to a C plus. How about that? Because it's very one-sided. But I don't think you're going to see this in competitive setting. But
No.
But I do think people will be caught off guard on how well this works against monsters.
Oh yeah, I want to see the Giants player go against this list and be like, oh no, what mistakes have I made?
Maybe I shouldn't bring Giants. Okay, so that's it. So that's the book. That's the Dawnbringers book. I think they knocked this book out of the park. I mean, not every Army of Renown is going to be competitive, right? I've always said from day one, the Army of Renowns weren't made to be competitive. They were made to be flavorful.
Oh, and they're super flavorful.
And there's, it just so happens that some of them can be competitive. I think, obviously, the Dragon one is the most competitive one.
Yeah, Dragon one's the best. If they fix Query, then it's going to be the Sylvaneth. And then I really love the flavor of the Fire Slayers, but you're not going to see
And if
them.
you like Starlight Pits, Ogres is your...
Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? Ogres, number 2.
Sure. Yeah, the Query thing's clunky. I agree. That being said, as far as the Warscrolls go, Ionis and Belthanos are absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely great.
Fantastic. I hope they keep making stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think Belthanos needs to come down or go up in points probably. I think he's maybe too efficient, but we'll see.
I don't think so, to be
I
honest.
don't know, man. He's got a lot of good rules, but we'll see. Oh, did I also mention you could take Ionis and any ally for
Yeah.
for him because 400 points? Pretty amazing. Anyway, so that's what we got. Anything lastly on the Dawnbringer book?
No. It brings a lot more than any of the other books, in my opinion.
I agree. This is the best one by far, but they've all been pretty good. So
It actually gave me 3 armies of renown that I'm actually interested in.
there you go. As far as what's coming up, I don't think there's anything coming out this weekend. I do know there is a reveal on Saturday. If I had to guess,
Oh yeah, what's your guess?
I think it's Flesh Eaters.
So I know one of them is going to be Tomb Kings.
Oh, for old.
Just Tomb Kings, and they're very obviously going to do Flesh Eaters.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think so.
like I think if they don't do Flesh Eaters, there's going to be riots in the streets.
Sorry,
riots in the game stores.
I hope and pray to whatever god there is that Flesh Eater Courts is good, because I played a ghoul army this last week and it was some of the most fun I've ever had.
Flesh Eater Courts is so much fun.
I had a blast. I rolled 240 dice on categories and it was absolutely incredible.
It was a beautiful experience, life changing.
It was, and I really hope I know some of that stuff's going to come out. Like the fight twice is probably going away. The rerolls is going away. Probably some of their attack spells for +2 attacks are going away, but I hope not. There's some of that stuff is just so much fun. So
It's so good.
we shall see what happens and how they do it. But other than that, I think next week, if there's nothing crazy that comes out, we'll just do a. I want to get a new player tier list going on. So we'll tier all the armies that we think are good for new players.
Okay, yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. All right. Other than that, Cameron, anything else?
No, can't wait to play some cities this weekend.
Yep. Good luck to all the House of Hobbies people this weekend. It's our first hosted RTT. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I will talk to you guys next week and have a good week.
See ya.